Okay, this is haoyu, and yeah, this is mostly looking right. There's something a little off. There's a certain kind of pop at the bottom of the bounce, and might want to look at that Y acceleration. It seems to be if you're going to do that second contact frame, then you should have it. Uh, it should hold still. See how you have it moving forward, still between these two. So what are you using to move this? Move control. Okay. So if you want to do that, those two contact frames, I'll click here, middle mouse click here, and hit S. See how that's moving forward a little bit. Click here, middle mouse click here, S. That one. Well, it should be the same between. Is that your contact frame there? Your first, because there's not a keyframe here. Also, it seems like there's an issue with the. So normally this would be at 1, and then middle mouse click here, and then actually there wouldn't be one there. Oh boy, that we'll have to fix that curve. All right, let's see what's going on with the curves. The Y translate. Um, so you'll want to fix these. Let's make sure these are all broken. I'm just selecting them with the left mouse, clicking on the keyframe, marquee selecting, middle mouse drag, left click, marquee select, middle mouse drag, maybe move that over one. Yeah, this. I think this last bounce should take less time if it's so much shorter. Just middle mouse drag in there. Oh, let's break those tangents. I thought I did that already. Oops. Okay. So now they all look like nice bounce shapes. Although this one looks faster than that one, but anyway, let's just take a look. Yeah, it definitely looks bouncier, and doesn't have that. And let's look at the forward momentum a little bit too, though, because um, yeah, you can see it kind of speeds up here at the end. So let's adjust that. And the squash and stretch should, if it's a smaller bounce, it should squash and stretch less. So like this one, I would tone that down a little bit. Less squash and less stretch. Anyways, that's a little bit better. Let's look at the realistic bounce. I would say this has a bit too much squash and stretch for a realistic bounce. Of course, it depends what kind of ball it is, but it still looks very squashy and stretchy for a real ball. And there's some pops in the animation there. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the motion on that. Just take a look at the curves here. Yeah, so you've got an issue with your Y translate, which is that you have it slowing down at the end here. And also, you don't need it in a realistic bounce. I wouldn't do the second contact frame. So I would get rid of these. Let's just put this back to um, which one's auto tangent to start, and then let's break all these bottom ones. Break, and then select this, that, that, and that, and move those up, and this, that, that, and move those up. Just these down back a little bit. Okay, so those are much more bounce-like shapes. Let's take a look. Definitely looks more bouncy already. And I would just make, I mean, the squash and stretch is interesting. It's not necessarily wrong. It just looks too exaggerated. So what I might do is go into the graph editor and just, I think it's really just this Y translate curve that you did. It's kind of, I mean, it probably should be more rhythm on that. But anyway, I'll just R for scale, shift middle mouse drag, and just, you could do the same thing and tone it down. And I think it'll look more realistic. To me, that looks more realistic. You still have a little bit of squash and stretch, but it looks more realistic. Probably another little bounce on there. It doesn't quite look done.